Hey everybody, welcome back. Right now we're going to go through Adobe Rush CC. It's been out for like a month or two. It's an extremely awesome program. It's a very lightweight version of Premiere that you can use to edit your videos. You can film on your phone, share it back and forth. The UI, the layout of this application is almost as exact same as the one on your phone. It's actually pretty neat. Like I said, this is a very lightweight version. So if you're used to having just thousands and thousands of options and keyframing and all sorts of goodies, you're not going to get that here. This is just a quick and dirty capture, render, share type of a program, which maybe some people like. So let's just go ahead and click on a new project. And I have a few random clips that I'll use as examples. So I will click on just 4 of them. Now you'll notice there are some numbers on the icons. That is just the number or the arrangement on your timeline. Pretty nifty. And it is, kind of still clunky in its infancy. There's a lot of stuff that probably needs to be worked out, but it's nice nonetheless. So real quick, the UI, the layout, it's pretty simplistic. To the left, you have a blue plus sign, where you can add titles and media and voiceovers, which we'll get into. You can add more clips on the beginning or the end. So if you click and drag on your canvas, you have the option for before or after. Not necessarily on top or like you're going to impose, but you can click on this icon and drag it to the timeline and put it on top, which will create a new layer. You can cut out frames simply by hitting Command K, which is the shortcut for this application. So I have a black frame at the very beginning. I can just click on the scissors or click on Command K and I'm done. Notice that the clips automatically do not allow you to have any blank space between clips. For instance, if I were to click and drag this out, it's going to carry that other one with it. If I were to delete this clip altogether, it's going to bring all my previous trailing clips back to this point, which is, it's nice because a lot of times when you're new to film, you might be editing and you might delete something and forget about it. So you'll have a clip and a black frame or a series of black frames, which can be annoying to the viewer, but it happens to us all. So, to each his own. If I wanted to duplicate this clip, I can click on that. If I wanted just to check it, I can click on delete or, hit the trash can. You can see, kind of barely, there's an audio layer. If you wanted to expand that, go ahead and click on that expand and you can see your audio. If I wanted more options, let's say I wanted to lock this track, or if I wanted to, not see this track anymore, or this audio, this video, you can click on this and get more options and you can hide stuff. Remove the audio, mute it, not necessarily remove, or lock it so you don't edit it. And that is it. Your timeline, pretty basic as well. You'll notice the audio has different icons. We'll get into that towards the audio portion, but it's pretty simplistic. You can click, you can drag, you can move stuff around. It's very intuitive. You can actually, even without going into different options, click on a clip in the canvas and edit it there, meaning you can change it, skew it, whatever, the size, and put it on top of other clips if you so choose. So that's just a nice little easy feature that it has. If you want to go on full screen, by all means, edit in full screen. You can loop your playback. You can also see your orientation in portrait or square, depending on if you're going to edit something for Instagram or whatever your social preferences are. This preview, we're at a medium, but you can change that from low to high, just depending on your RAM, bandwidth, etc. And it's a pretty fluid application. If I wanted to see my timeline, just click on this, drag up and down. Again, it's a very simplistic thing. There's not like a workspace that you can adjust, and this is my editing workspace, this is my audio workspace. It's just what it is. You can add text, again, over here and to the left on this blue plus sign, but you can click on text. Click on it, drag it to wherever you want, and then go ahead and type out whatever you want. Once you're done typing, obviously you can click and drag. The boundaries of the text don't follow the boundaries of the actual font, the text. It follows the boundary of the canvas. So 19, 20, 1080, whatever you're doing, you'll see these adjusters all the way up here and not closer to that text, just whatever. Now, you have your basic options. You can change your font, size, pretty simplistic stuff here. And then the delete button sometimes works. So you can use your crossfades or your transitions. I've noticed, however, that if I were to apply, let's just say, a cross dissolve, and I click and drag, and I can edit, make it whatever, longer or shorter, you'll notice that it freezes on the first frame. So the train doesn't technically start until about a frame or so after that clip. So it's not necessarily a smooth transition. You kind of get that jerk, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a simple application. Still good though. Not a thing that's going to break it. So you can click on this and delete it. You'll notice that it also adds one to the audio as well. So be mindful of that when you're editing. Now with presets, or in other applications you might call them LUTs or color profiles or whatever you want to call them, it's for you people that love Instagram, you can just call it what it is, little filter preset. Click on one that you like, change it. If you don't like that, let's say, I thought it was going to be stronger, well, go down over here and change the intensity. Do what you want. You can also go to none and then click on your other options like expose, contrast, highlight, shadows, temp, etc. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. So if you got your preset, you like it, and then you start editing and you notice, wow, man, this looks dope. I want this in all my clips. Well, all you need to do is then create your own preset, and then you can use it over and over. I can always toggle this off and say, that's what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like after. And if I hate it, I'm this is embarrassing, restore to default. Click on none, you can start over. Audio is kind of fun. So for instance, you can hear this train, and in a lot of these smaller applications, the noise removal, it kind of makes you sound like a robot if you're speaking, but they did a really good job here, and I'll show you that. You can raise and lower your volume, you can mute it. The advanced features, this icon again correlates to the icon, so it's not necessarily recognizing this as someone speaking or music. It's kind of just background noise, so it changes it to other, and that's your only option, right? If you go to music, you can duck, which is like those pops and clicks, and if you go to voice, you have a lot of options. I probably, even if it was background noise, would still just use voice. So I can go ahead and click on this and drag it, or not click on this and preview. Let's just say that's a little too loud and I don't necessarily want to lower the volume. I just want to remove the intensity of that background noise. Well, you can go ahead and click on that, and it gives it, more of an airplane hum. And you can balance the sound. There's a lot of different options here for that, but this is mainly for someone speaking. So for instance, if my wife and I are talking, we did this funny little video. It was a disaster. We tried to do one with a baby and 2 dogs, and there's a reason why you just don't do that. So I can say, all right, my wife is a female. I can go on enhance speech and click on female, and that will enhance her speech.
Heart arrhythmias out there. Sorry, he's laughing.
But you can also remove the background noise there. You can balance the sound again. Yeah, those are my dogs.
Because heart out there.
So you can see it does a good job, and she doesn't sound like she's in a tin can or a robot like some other applications. So again, pretty good for the audio. Now you can crop, which is pretty nice. Click on a clip that you would like to crop. You can skew it. You can go down to advanced and start cropping stuff. Add black bars if that's what you're into. Do whatever you want. I mean, go crazy, right? It's a new application. Change the opacity. You can feather. There's a lot of things that you can do there. Now, just real fast, limitations. There's a few limitations, and I imagine they're going to add these things in later, but I can't detach my audio. Unless someone else knows or seen it, go ahead and comment. I cannot take this audio layer and remove it. I do have this awesome feature where I can click on my recording button, and then click on record, and it'll give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Hey everybody, this is Troy. What's up? And then now I have my voice that I can drag around, which is cool. That's an awesome feature. However, I want to be able to remove this audio. Maybe it's not aligned correctly. There's a lot of things that you can do there. And then lastly, I can't really change the speed. I can't slow down. I can't speed up, reverse. There's a few other, little things here and there, right? But for everything, this is an awesome program for people just to quickly film, edit, and share. If you're done editing and everything is beautiful, you can click on that share option. You can save locally, render it to your own machine. You can share instantly with YouTube. There's a lot of different options there. Now, let's say I don't want to share directly in YouTube. I wanted to, save it to my local machine and share it later. You do have your presets for YouTube down here if that's what you so choose. You can also add other presets. There's a lot of things you can do here as well. To keep this video short and basic, this is it. And when you're done, you just export it and it's going to save to wherever you want and you're done. That's it. It's a very, very simple application. So if you're struggling with editing, maybe you look at some of these nonlinear applications and you're like, man, this is huge. I don't want to learn. It's a huge learning curve. Try this. It's almost like their version of iMovie. But if Adobe does what Apple did, I will lose my mind. I will just lose. Please do not replace Premiere Pro with a lightweight version, okay? Just don't do it. Final Cut died when Final Cut X came out, and it's like Final Cut had a baby with iMovie, and they just created this thing that they stripped away everything that was great about the application and just made something so simple. If you're going to keep Premiere Rush the way it is and add some new features here and there, beautiful. Please, Adobe, do not get rid of Premiere Pro. I will write my congressman. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably cry. But anyways, that is it. So this is just a quick demonstration of Premiere Rush. Please like the video if you learned something. There'll be some more here shortly on this application because there's a few other things that you can do. And also subscribe if you haven't already, because there's a lot of videos coming out that you might enjoy, and that will be very informative depending on what you want to do in your creative world. So until then, we'll see you in next video.